We're in Spain for the Not Afraid to Share Your Opinions podcast in beautiful Valencia with Luka Romeo. Luka, how are you going?
I'm doing well. I'm very happy you come there. It's such a
Yeah,
long time.
I know, right? It's
So
crazy.
it's so great to see you again in Valencia.
It's great to be back. Forgot how much I loved Valencia. Just walking around, it's so beautiful. I know that you don't feel exactly the same way right now.
After like how many years right now?
Yeah, how long have you been here? 3 years.
I think like in Spain, how many
Yeah,
in Valencia?
because you arrived in I think November 2021.
Yeah.
I remember it very well.
Yeah.
And so it's almost exactly 3 years you've been here.
And you was 3 years?
Yeah, well, less because I went away and then came back. So you've been here longer than me.
No way! Holy
Yeah.
shit! Damn it.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, for me, right now Valencia, it's a beautiful city, and of course for you, I think it's the nostalgia we're talking, of course, like, to see everything, and it's a nice place, but I want to see other things. I want to move from here. Here also, like Spain, I don't very just walking in the street. In my job right now, I was thinking I was crazy. Every time when I walk in the street, people like walking close to me. I become like shit. One day I was waiting, just like the street was super large. And I was thinking like, and there was a guy coming, and it's gonna be dumb to say like this, but it's almost touched my arm. I say, what the fuck? Can you just walk like any normal people, like the other side? You don't know me. Why you walk so close?
Was he flirting with you? Was it like one of those?
He go after, but I was to my job and by a bunch of French people, so that's good. We are all the same, and we give some tips. But they think the same like me. So one day there was this girl who said like, every time when I'm in the street, people walk close to me. I say, shit, it's the same for me. People like to walk close here. I think it's Spanish vibe.
They're just friendly. They're.
Yeah, but too much friendly for me. Like at the beginning, like I don't know, let's take a beer,
But maybe have you considered that you're just so big because you spend so much time in the gym that you have like a gravitational pull that people can't help it. Like they're literally being gravitationally like attracted to you.
I don't think, because it's arrived to my coworker. Some people think like this. It arrived also to my supervisor, who think the same. Who also
How tall are you?
1 meter 90.
Do you know what that is in feet?
Shit.
Damn. Yeah, it's weird. Like in New Zealand, we have the metric system, but the only like thing basically that we don't use for the metric system is like how high you are. So I don't know how. I can't like imagine how high 1 meter 90 is. But I know exactly if you said it in feet, I would know how.
In France, we use
the metric, of course. Yeah. It's more logical. It's way more logical.
It's like in America also.
Yeah. They use feet and inches. I've just always used feet and inches for height, but only for height, and everything else is with the metric system. It's pretty weird.
Okay. Oh, it's weird, but it's part of the culture, so the stuff interesting. Because after talking about culture, it's like, yeah, the habits, like the education you have here,
yeah.
And so I think also maybe it's the tired to live in the same place. For me, I become kind of tired of like the same place. I can like to move a lot. So maybe it's like this kind of stuff, like I know to see Place Utamiento, it's beautiful. I'm sure like you maybe have nostalgia, like, oh shit, it's so great. Like before.
It is. It's so beautiful. I forgot how nice it was. Yeah.
For me, like I think it's the same people who live in Paris. Like like.
Yeah, you just start to take it for granted. Like it becomes normal to you.
Like,
you
normal,
adapt.
and also like you wish to see something else. I start to miss the French like stuff, the Italian vibe when I go to Torino, all of this. So maybe all this kind of stuff, and I just need to move. I just need to move with my girlfriend. We need to move from here, and so just that, and also the people, and maybe the culture, who is kind of like, some people will like this, but it's not very my stuff to say like too much emotional.
Yes.
And too much noise. Sorry, like here they love noise.
Oh yeah, oh, this is like they love noise here more than anywhere else in the world for sure. Especially in the month of March.
It's too much.
It's crazy. Like you walk down the street in March and you're literally hearing explosions around you for weeks on end.
It's too much.
It's crazy.
For me, like
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like
It makes your heart race. You're like,
yeah, but also I mean, for me, I can more into like show, like light show, all of this. But you're talking about yes, fires. It's in March if my memory is good. I mean, fires.
fire March. Yeah. That's yeah.
I forget. I mean, like for me now, I mean, the last fire stay in my room. Like
Yeah. Just like fuck off.
oh, too much people, and also like
Yeah.
in Plaza Ayuntamiento. I don't know if you see on social media, but I think that was the most big fire I never see. Plaza Ayuntamiento was full.
Yeah.
Full. I mean, I say, goddamn, I didn't see that, but I mean, I hear the noise. For me, I remember again, like there was noise like until 3 in the morning, firework, and also another stuff. I don't know. Like one time you see firework, you see explosion. Oh, that's funny, that's cool. But like the next day, the next day, the next day, and
Yeah. It's like they just love blowing stuff up here. It's crazy.
yeah, and
Like
for me,
don't they ever want to do something else?
that's true. That's true, and it's boring at the end. Like I don't know. For me, did you see some light show for you? I mean, like, what do you think about light show? Like,
I love light shows. Yeah.
it's beautiful. What you
Do
prefer?
you mean fireworks or you mean like a light show?
Light show.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
like a light show. I mean,
For sure.
what did you see? What kind of light show did you see?
I saw one in France actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the French countryside. It was I don't know exactly where. It was at like a castle. It was my cousin used to live in France, and I went and visited her, like 3 years ago, and we just went to this castle, and apparently they do this like crazy light show every single year out in the country, and it's like it was at a vineyard actually. So you went around like tasting the wines and stuff, and then afterwards they had like this light show that like told like the history of the world. They started at I actually have some videos. Maybe I'll put them in the podcast over while I'm talking. Like they showed the beginning of time and this light show.
Deux immenses continents sont ensuite entrés en collision. Le choc a emporté notre
And they
roche
went
de
through like
Bourgogne.
as man like evolved, and then like the Middle Ages, like the Roman Empire, all that stuff. And then they showed a lot of French history. Yeah, it was really cool. I'll find out where it was and I'll tell you where it was.
Damn, you need to show me this video. I think you never
Yeah,
showed me
yeah,
also
yeah.
because
No, I haven't.
yeah, it looked to be so great. I mean, like, and also like French culture. You know, I can like
It was
like,
quite cool, yeah.
So no, it's for me the most beautiful one I see it. Really in real life, of course. After in video, there are one in the Olympic game. Anyway, the only thing.
Yeah.
But after, I mean, I see the one in Lyon. Before to come like in Spain, I was living in Lyon, and so that this famous light show just before Christmas.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. This and also like it's different every year. It's different show. I remember like it was very beautiful, and this I enjoy more like light show than like firework or like noise. And I just don't get it noise. I mean, I just don't. For me, like beauty,
Yeah.
like in the light or all of this might be way more beautiful than
Yeah.
firework from here.
So what do you like about Valencia? Like what are the things you actually like?
Oh shit! I mean,
Is there anything? Well, you said already that it's beautiful. Right?
yeah. It's a beautiful city. You feel safe here. I mean, like in general, like you feel 100% safe. So I think it's a nice place also to make parties. So people who want to go into party, for me, I'm more like a chill guy, so not too much to party. So I think for like it's more or less the same vibe as Ibiza. I would like to say like Erasmus people come here, they enjoy like crazy for like 5 months. They have like crazy experience, and after they leave, crazy memory.
Yeah.
But then when you start here, when you want to work here, damn, this is like another stuff, and this is another world, and less security than in France. Also about the contract and everything. So more reality and yeah, like I see. I mean, also like it's ridiculous how much like the how you rent here. Like it's too much expensive. It's too much expensive. Too much expensive.
Wait. The question was, what do you like about Valencia? Not
What you don't like it? Shit.
what do you do like? What do you do like? Like what? You said it's beautiful.
Passing time with my girlfriend. I mean,
What about the beach?
I'm going to be like the kind of like, yeah, the beach is nice. I mean, but it's kind of like during summer, like here it's crazy, crazy, crazy hot. I mean,
Yeah.
it's too much hot. Like damn, it's like it's like Tatooine. I mean, on Star Wars, it's too much hot.
Yes,
Too
yes,
much
yes,
hot.
yes.
So yeah, the beach is beautiful. We pass good moments, all of this. But for me, like talking about the sun, I mean, I got PTSD here, like from like the sun. I mean, from my point of view, because when I come back in France and when I say to people I miss the cold, for me, I mean, like I can say like it was too much hot for this summer this year. It was too much hot, too much. So I mean, like
It can get very hot here. Yeah.
crazy hot
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
I would like to say it's.
Yeah, I know. It's.
So no, after what I like if
Where did you grow up? Was it what was it in this countryside or in a city?
countryside, a small village.
Small
I
village.
mean, like everyone know each other.
Actually, I have an interesting fact about that. In French, like the words are never spelled the way that they're pronounced. So
Yeah, we don't say the S.
no. The reason why? Do you know the reason why that the French, sorry, is not said the way that it's written?
Damn it.
It's because when written language was like invented, because there was like a time, I don't know when precisely it was, but there came a time where writing became way more widespread after there became more writing materials available and stuff like that. And also when the language had evolved to a certain point where it became like formalized how things should be spelled. And because if you look back like hundreds of years ago at stuff that was written, often you'll see that like words that we still use now are like spelled differently because they hadn't agreed on a final spelling. But when they did finally agree on how to spell stuff, for some reason, the people who were making those decisions, who were like the scholarly people, like the very educated people, in France, they decided to make the words look like the words that they had evolved from, the Latin words that they had evolved from. They put more letters in the words than were necessary as a sign to show their sort of scholarly knowledge, and it was like, I guess, part of a status thing, you could say.
So it's French people who just add letters to flex.
Basically.
I mean, like, well, it's very complicated. French.
Yeah, it's much more complicated than Spanish in terms of writing. Like,
of course,
they're so like Spanish is so logical with how it's written, and they didn't try any of those silly games. And then you have English, which is kind of in the middle, which you have some words that that are not like subtle, and some other words as well that aren't written how they're said.
Okay. But I mean, I see an Instagram video that was very funny. It was like the president, so the most important person.
Joe Biden, Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah, Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah.
He's into social media right now. I don't really know why. I see him everywhere on my Instagram, so that's kind of funny. But I mean, I see him, so he makes some mistake about France. So if he's the president, like, doesn't know how to write French.
Oh, he made a mistake writing French.
Yeah, writing. So it was like an Instagram guy who say to him, so do you say that in feminine or in masculine? So because, I mean, like, yeah, in France we like to put gender and everything. So, and so he makes some mistakes. So if the president like makes some mistakes, so I think like everyone can make some mistake.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like a very complicated language. My girlfriend want to learn French. I say that will take you many years to really know everything because it's very, very complicated.
Even with an easy language, it can take years to learn it. Like, I've been at Spanish for literally 7 years now, and my Spanish is far from perfect.
No, you're right. I'm maybe more thinking like about English. For me, I don't have the best English, but I mean, like, I kind of learn fast with no, I mean, like to communicate with other people, it's really great to learn English. For me, English like was kind of fast to learn and to practice more.
Great. Wait, how old were you when you started learning?
It doesn't count like the school because the school in France is just so bad. I mean, like for me, I would like to say since I 17, 18 years old, when I started to watch movie in English.
Wow, that's crazy. You started learning when you were 17 or 18, and then you moved here when you were 20.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. That when I met you, you had only been speaking for like 2 or 3 years. That is insane.
I mean, I was speaking when I was in the school, but it's just so bad the education to learn English
Right.
in
Okay.
school. So I mean, like
yeah.
for me, since I started learning, so I will say like 17, 18. So
Around the time you started going to the gym, right?
yeah, more or less. Yeah, when I start to also this mindset. So about the gym. I didn't realize.
You speak Italian.
It's exactly.
Molto bene.
Yeah. And pizza and spaghetti and croissant from chocolat. Yeah, I know this phrase. That's I don't know when people like to do this.
I mean, I didn't mean any offense. I just,
No,
I love Italian. I like any chance to say some Italian words.
So you like it too?
Yeah, I love Italian. Italian's a lovely language. I think Italian's the most beautiful language.
That's true. That's true.
The most beautiful, and that's not easy. There's a lot of languages.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, for me, Italian it's a beautiful language, but no, Italian is a beautiful language. I was comparing this to Spanish, but I would say no.
Spanish is like also really, really nice, but not quite as beautiful as Italian. But it's close. Spanish is also really cool. It's nice. And then English is kind of like all crazy with a bunch of. It's like a mix of so many different languages.
What you mean? You're talking about the accent, the origin?
The origin, yeah. English is like a mix of Old French and Latin, which Old French was itself based on, and then it's also like Germanic, like Old German, all just like because England was just invaded so many times over the centuries, the language just changed so much.
I prefer English than French.
Really?
Yeah.
Then French. Oh yeah. Well, then French. I prefer English and French as well.
Yeah. So you understand. I mean, like, so how it sound for me, everything, and I prefer it. And so for me, it can be done, but I think I like the Texas accent.
Oh, I love the Texas accent.
Yeah, I mean, like
it's so good.
I mean, cowboy stuff, and how they talk. It's
do the accent.
Oh shit! I remember I was in the supermarket. I cannot even do it. I'm so bad to do accent. But I mean, like,
come on.
I cannot do it. I mean, like, I'm just so bad. I remember like an old man who was in the supermarket and he speak like, I say like, damn, I love like how I speak this guy. And my girlfriend said, yeah, he's from Texas. Holy shit. I mean, it's just so cool. I mean, like, that sounds so cool when they talk. I mean, I like the American English. I mean, also the British. British is more fancy, also can be ghetto, like
they have thousands of accents over in England.
Yeah, thousands of accents. So yeah, they are both. We can say they are both.
Yeah.
But like the American accent, like more the Texas accent can be.
It's cool. I don't know if you've seen No Country for Old Men. But that's one of my favorite movies, and in that movie, the Texas accent a few times is so strong that I literally have no idea what they're saying. Like if I don't have subtitles on the movie, I can't understand it.
They say, no, I remember they say it's like no, something like this. Yeah, I mean, like that's true.
Yeah,
they have a huge accent. But no, I didn't see this movie. I need to see it. Damn, it's such a great movie.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you have to see that movie, man. It's so great. It's great.
It's about the psychopath. I need to see it. No,
it's great.
I need to see it. Yeah, I see it. Like it's the most real life. I mean, like the most realistic psychopath never been like into cinema. No exaggeration, no everything. I see like an article about this. Like it's the most realistic psychopath. So how he the acting of Javier, I think like
Javier Bardem. Is it? Yeah.
He's like perfect. I think maybe he earned an Oscar.
Yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
So yeah, I really need to see it.
It's a great movie. It's an interesting movie because that was 2007, and that was the last year, I believe, that was a good year for movies. Like the last year where we really had good movies come out, and we had so many good movies come out that year, that even No Country for Old Men, it was so good, but it was maybe not even the best movie that year. There were so many good movies, and there were so many movies that, you know, there was another movie in particular that would have won any other year. I think it would have won like the best movie at the Oscars, but because No Country for Old Men came out that year, it had competition, and No Country for Old Men won. The other movie is There Will Be Blood. Have you seen it?
I did. I feel so.
Oh, I mean, it's not many people have seen it, I think, actually. Like, it's not so well known these days, but like people who love Paul Thomas Anderson, especially, everyone knows it. He's a great director. I don't know if you know Paul Thomas Anderson. He is
I feel I know nothing anymore about cinema, and I love this.
It's just that happens to be like probably my favorite director. That's why.
Okay.
So I that's why I know.
Thank you. My favorite movie about like 2007, you know, is what?
Let me think. 2007. Give me a clue.
Robot.
Wall-E was 2008. 2007 Robot.
Transformer 1.
Oh yeah.
It's another stuff, commercial, I know, explosion. But it's such a classic right now.
Yeah,
so,
okay. It's cool.
It's it's
cool.
from 2007. This I know. I mean, but
It's cool.
yeah, man.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, I mean, like
Shia LaBeouf.
that's true. And Michael Bay.
Megan Fox, Michael Bay.
Yeah. After the future one, no, I can like Transformers. I need to see the last one, animation one.
How many are there?
A lot. You don't like very too much Transformers?
Oh, I mean, I watched the first couple, but then maybe
watched
then the
commercials.
first three. I mean, yeah, I'm not really into like the blockbusters because they're just all the same a lot of the time. Like I go into them and I watch them and I'm like, oh, yeah, great, they made it again with new characters, you know.
I get, but so what do you feel? What kind of movie? I mean, like you feel and what can make you feel? I don't know.
Yeah, like Paul Thomas Anderson movies. Like
Okay, it's really
he makes great movies about he really gets into the deep vibes of like relationships between people, and you know, but it's easy to make those kind of movies about like, you know, the dynamics between people and the relationships that people have. It's easy to make them in a really boring way, but he makes them in a super, you know, exciting way or in a super engaging way. So that's kind of what I'm into. But I'm also into like kind of very mythological movies like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Like Star Wars is obviously, I think it's very mythological kind of movie. It's like mythological movie in space, basically.
of course.
And
It's a great Star Wars. I mean,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You both know. I mean, like,
Yes.
It's so. I mean, like.
Well,
after,
except not the Disney Star Wars.
of course, that was my next stuff. I mean, like, yeah, expected.
Well, the Disney Star Wars, come on, it's not Star Wars, right?
Yeah, it's not Star Wars.
Not Star Wars.
It's not Star Wars.
I'm so glad you agree with me because would you have agreed with that 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, Star Wars was always so bad. Like 7, 8, 9 was horrible. I hate all of them. So I mean, like, yeah. After, for me, I know you don't like it, but for me, the animation one, they're part of the Star Wars universe. So Clone Wars.
Oh, the original
I don't know,
animation.
Clone Wars, yeah, the original one, and also the one who make also by Disney. But after it's not very Disney, you know, it's Dave Filoni, so thanks God he make the direction of them.
Ah, yes.
So he made like a good, I mean, continuity of like the George Lucas legacy. He was, I think, like the student, we can say, of George Lucas. So he have like, it was in great hand, if I can say it. I mean, like, and I really like, I don't know if you see, I mean, like the Ahsoka series. And you have to see it. I mean, like,
But it's Disney Star Wars.
I know it's Disney, but this one, it was again Dave Filoni. And the thing I love is finally we got Anakin Skywalker back
Oh.
in great.
Oh, I think I did watch I looked up those scenes, like those specific scenes that he was in.
Okay, what do you
Yeah.
think? About,
Yeah, I saw some
his
lightsaber
comeback?
battles and stuff. Yeah, cool.
That's it.
Why don't shall we go through some of the Star Wars movies and
Okay.
we can say what we like about them?
Okay.
And what we don't like about them.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't have to go through all of the originals because it's been done millions of times, but maybe you could just say what is for you the best original, and maybe if there's anything that you don't like about the original six, and yeah, so we'll start with the original six. I know people will freak out. Some people will freak out when you say the original six because they're like, no, it's just the original three. But you know, we're kids of the 90s and 2000s. When were you born? 2001. 2001. So I was born in 1997. So for me, I grew up watching 1, 2, and 3, as well as 4, 5, and 6, and I was given this idea that I had to think that 1, 2, and 3 were somehow not good, and I was like, okay, I guess they're not good, but I always really liked them, and eventually I just accepted the fact that 1, 2, and 3 are great, and then I realized that number 3 is like one of the best movies ever. So that's my favorite of the original 6. Is number 3, the last one, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I love that movie, man. I think it's amazing. It's
What was your moment? I mean, like.
Like for sure the end of it, like the lightsaber battle with Anakin and Obi-Wan is just literally insane. It's insane.
That's true. And everything about this movie, like everything it's insane in this movie, like the dialogue, the lightning, everything.
It's great. It's so great. I could watch it now. Like I could watch it anytime.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like holy shit! I mean, like for me, I mean, no, that's true. It's just. Then I remember again, like when she said like this moment crazy in the acting, the dialogue. I mean, it's so good. And when he said like, "You are my brother," I mean,
yeah.
No, he didn't say that. Oh my god. Help me. Help me. Holy shit. Now I have a big.
You're on your own.
Oh no! Oh shit! At the end.
The part. Which part? What are you talking about?
When Anakin is burning.
He says, "You were my brother. You were my brother, Anakin.
You were my brother." So I was right. Holy shit! I thought about myself.
You psyched yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like, they are so great, and actually everything is great. I mean, like, I don't even know what to say. After, for me, the good one, the better one, I would have to say the 3 also, but. I don't know, I can be a nostalgic guy, and I like also old movie. What did you think about the 6? Like really,
6, I think it's great.
It's really great, and
yeah.
For me, I will always remember this moment when Darth Vader say like, maybe I will put your sister in the dark side. I mean, and so Anakin, Luke Skywalker, he's yelling no, and there's this beautiful music in the background, and they start to fight, and so it just. So deep because damn, it's like a father and a son fighting. So if you think also about the family stuff, it's just so deep because I mean, when I was a kid, I was thinking about like just sci-fi and the guy with a mask. But now, I mean, I see it like I think 2 weeks ago again this scene, and he's fighting his father, and I mean like the father who is also evil, who is normal, but
you get like a new perspective on it when you're older, like
that's true.
And I think it speaks to, this is why I like mythological movies, because I think they speak to some kind of deep psychological truth, some like archetypal way that we interpret reality, and that our mind is set up to understand the world, and like in a symbolic way. And so like this guy is like, the story has meaning on different levels. Like this guy is literally like fighting his father, but then on a symbolic level, there's also stuff happening there as well. Like Luke Skywalker, the young Luke Skywalker representing the resistance to this evil tyrannical order, is symbolically like fighting Darth Vader, who represents like the tyrant, the order, the political order turned evil, turned tyrannical. Because Anakin Skywalker used to be good. He used to be Luke Skywalker. He was the young guy, and we have a case of like a political order that has turned evil, and then you have the young son who is. It's like the same story that you see in like religious mythology. And like the Dark Lord, the evil father has control over the kingdom, and the son has to come up and fight and free.
That's true.
It's like the Lion King, right?
The Lion King, the Lion.
Have you not seen the Lion King?
Yeah, I see it, but the dad.
I would have to call the police.
The dad, he's not evil in the Lion.
Yeah, but there's the good dad, and then there's kind of like his brother. So he's not literally the dad; he's the uncle.
Okay, the uncle with him.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the point.
I think that's why like all these mythological stories are not exactly identical. They kind of like play off each other. They have different versions of the same sort of like pattern. It's like the older generation that has turned evil, that has given birth and raised the younger generation. And in Star Wars, it's literally his father, which I think is very interesting because you think about it, like everyone has that dark side of them, that, you know, everyone is like Anakin Skywalker and has that Darth Vader within them.
That's true.
And in that case, the Darth Vader takes over the world.
That's true. And I learned that it's called, I mean, I think if memory is good, it's, you say like it's always like blockbuster, the same. After I don't like Star Wars, is crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's called like the journey of the hero. With some stuff.
Hero's journey, yeah. That's what it's like. The way I understand it, George Lucas, when he wrote that original movie, he was reading about the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell, who's like the, I guess you'd call him a researcher, or a psychological researcher or a mythological researcher, who like studied all of these like ancient stories and wrote this book, The Hero of Many Faces, or maybe it was really literally called The Hero's Journey. I don't know. The Hero with 1,000 Faces, something like that. Anyway, George Lucas read that and he was like, okay, I'm going to write a story based on this. And then he made like a lot of money. So there's something like deeply true about that pattern.
I want to talk about another thing.
Tell me.
You say, so George Lucas inspired. What do you think about this rumor? Who say George Lucas get inspired by Dune, reading the book?
I mean, I'm sure if it was out at that time, I'm sure he'd read like a fair amount of science fiction before.
Because do you know the story about Dune a little bit? I mean, like
I know. I really don't know much about it, to be honest.
He saw the book. I see many stuff because it was interesting after the Dune 1 movie.
Yeah.
And so they say, I mean, like the book was out way before like Star Wars. So the young guy who comes from like a desert, like Tatooine, the planet in Dune, I don't really remember. But it's kind of looks similar a little bit like the grandfather who is evil for him. Also, we can say the mom a little bit. But so what do you think? Like, do you think he might be copy on Dune?
I mean, I think that if Dune also follows like a hero's journey, then it's not anything. It's not. Dune itself has inherited that story from that pattern from other places. Like, I mean, I don't know the details of this, so but if it's about like the sort of like the hero's journey story, I mean, that's a story as old as time. You know,
that's true. No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Like Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. It's all the same. It's all like some young guy who doesn't really know his parents. Some old wizard comes to him and says, "You've got some kind of magic power, and you need to now go on some kind of quest." And that's the story. And then there's all kinds of stuff that happens along the way, and he of course has some kind of special connection to the ultimate evil. Like Frodo has like the ring, which is like connecting him to Sauron and making him do weird stuff sometimes. And then you have Harry Potter, who's got like the scar on his head, and he's obviously got this connection to Voldemort. and then you've got Luke and Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you're right. The hero of the journey of the hero.
Yeah.
So it's but after, like, you don't get bored watching this movie. Like, you can use always the same patterns. I mean, the journey of the hero.
No, it's weird. I mean, it's a good point because I said before, like, I get bored of the blockbusters that they just make the same kind of movie. But yeah, it's not like that because blockbusters, they kind of I feel that they've dumbed down their story to try and just appeal to the broadest possible audience. So there's not very much depth to their movies, like whereas like the movies and stories that are following the hero's journey, they're really kind of going deep into sort of like the patterns of human psychology. It's almost like the story is kind of like coming from it's coming from deep within. It's not some kind of like commercial like discussion. Okay, how can we do this? Like, is this too controversial? Like, it's a bit. That's my impression of it, and that's how it feels to me. That a lot of these blockbusters are sort of written by, committees of executives, not people like who are really creative, artistic people who are tapping into sort of a deep well of symbolic meaning. Yeah, I think they're coming from. It's just a different thing.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's my literal reaction to them. Like, one of them really engages me, and the other one I don't. It's a waste of my time. Yeah, but not to shit on like there's still something fun about going to like that it's 2007 and Transformers is out, and it's like, whoa, awesome! Like a Transformers movie. That's a cool thing to go and see in the cinema.
No, and for me, well, this is I can still watching some Marvel movie right now. I mean, I can like Marvel. I know sometimes maybe use ChatGPT to do the script or to ask for like what I have to do to touch like the most big audience possible.
Yeah.
They do some still good movie. The last one, I don't know if you see it. It's Black Panther 2.
No, I haven't seen it.
I advise to you. It's
Okay.
Really it's a beautiful movie.
It's been over 10 years probably since I saw a Marvel movie.
Oh, right. Okay. I mean, so
I totally admit that this being like skeptical of these movies, of course I'm going to miss some good ones. Like, some of them will come out and be good. Like, I heard that, for example, Logan was quite good.
yeah.
Like, of course, like I will miss some of them will actually be good, but I'm by I have other things I can do, other movies to watch, and it's probably safer for me to just not watch them. I can spend my time in other ways, but I'm not trying to
Shit on the fan. I mean,
they're popular for a reason,
Yeah, but right now, I mean, like Deadpool said in his own movie, I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not in a good position right now.
Why not?
Because too much commercials are just so bad. Just so bad.
Yeah.
And the proof. I mean, the most huge proof. I mean, like, well, you don't really see it. But right now, all the old cast come back. Robert Downey Jr.
Really?
Who's doing Iron Man. Yeah, he come back.
Oh, I thought he was supposed to be dead.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like, because
Okay.
right now they find an excuse to make him alive, but also he would be the evil, not really Iron Man. But I mean, like, he come back after he maybe has like $1 billion, so
Yeah.
I can get paid because his man is getting paid like crazy a lot. So he come back. I remember like also Kevin Feige, who say like the director of the most famous Marvel movie, Endgame and Infinity War, will never come back after this movie. After the big fail of the last few movies, so they come back for the most big one, like who can come next year or in 2 years, I don't really remember. But so all people who make all the old cast, I mean, like the casting, Chris Evans also come back for one cameo at some moment, Captain America, so to make everyone happy. So just they failed the last few years, and so now they try to Also, to before they make like one movie every month, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous. So, I mean, no, I mean it's so.
That was the other problem. There was just so many Marvel movies. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, yeah,
Too much.
Don't have time.
Yeah, I mean, also it's too much. It's ridiculous. I mean, like you get bored. I mean,
I was like, we need something else in the cinema.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, also, yeah. Like,
when Tom Cruise came out with another Top Gun movie, I was like, oh, great. Like, I'm not against sequels. Like, I was like, oh, there's something new finally, like a new Top Gun movie. Haven't had one of those in like 30, 40 years.
That's true.
Yeah. It's great.
You like Top Gun?
Yeah, I mean, I like Tom Cruise.
Did you watch the last Mission Impossible?
Yes.
What did you think about it?
I thought that it was like it should have been renamed Tom Cruise Does Epic Shit for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because it was basically just like Tom Cruise doing epic shit for 3 hours with like some kind of loose like plot kind of connecting every epic thing that he did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You see everything. I mean, not the best one. Yeah, I mean, like I think almost the worst one.
Right.
I mean,
Could
for
be.
me.
I mean, probably. Yeah. I mean, I've seen all the Mission Impossibles, and I think you're right. I think it was the worst. I mean,
so
yeah.
I was so sad. I mean, like, I was so happy. Mission Impossible. It's a famous franchise, but shit, this one. I mean, like they want to do like so part 1 and part 2. I think the part 1 was
Dead Reckoning. That's what it was called.
Yeah, Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
So much frustration at the end, but not. I mean, like.
I can't even remember what happened in it. Like it was just came out like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what happened. And I can remember they had some villain, and he was after Tom Cruise. He had the upper hand. You know, some shit happened. Tom Cruise was doing a bunch of crazy stunts. Like it was fun.
It was fun to watch. He jumped from here. I mean,
it was crazy. It's really cool knowing that he literally does all those stunts. Like that's what I like about it.
That's true.
And he's like whatever he is, 65 years old, and he's just out there like killing it. You know, like doing like backflips off, you know, buildings. I don't know. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. He jumped a motorcycle.
Yeah, what a psycho.
What a legend.
Damn.
No, I'm a big Tom Cruise fan, so I like
shit.
like I will go see those movies for sure.
Did you see it? The end of the Olympic game, so
Olympic Games
of Paris.
No, I didn't see any of that. I just know that they were kind of like mocking, some really sacred religious paintings and symbols and stuff. That's all I know of the Olympics.
That's true. So about this, but what I wanted to say, I mean, like it's Tom Cruise who got the links. So because the next Olympic game will be in the United States.
Oh, really?
I think in Los Angeles.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, super cool. Honestly, like
Nice.
I think it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's Tom Cruise who take like the flag of Olympic game. After there was some editing, of course, and he arrived he arrived to the symbol of Hollywood, and so with the Olympic Games, so in 4 years, and that was super cool. That
Awesome.
was super cool. Yeah, I mean to see this is such an American vibe. I mean, like, Tom Cruise who take it after he was in this motorcycle. I mean, like that was so cool. I mean,
There's like been a lot of American kind of symbolism that has been coming lately. There's like a real kind of, it feels like America's kind of regaining its national identity. Like in the last Independence Day, the 4th of July, Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, he did a video of himself on a surfboard or some kind of like, not a surfboard. I think he was like, on one of those things that's pulled by a yacht, a boat or something. He was wearing a suit and drinking a beer.
it's so much a suit like
a normal, like a fancy suit, yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, that's very funny.
And drinking a beer on one of these wakeboards or whatever it's called. Yeah.
But when you say like American,
oh, and holding an American flag. That was the thing. Yeah. Sorry.
No way. I mean,
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg doing that?
Yeah. He's totally changing his image. You know, he didn't like that alien kind of robot image that people had of him. So now he's maybe he's fired his publicist or whoever's in charge of his public image, and
That's the right thing. Yeah.
starting from scratch with that.
No, I think no. I mean, like for me, what I see about Mark Zuckerberg, it was the last Meta, the last show about his company Meta, and so with Oculus, like no, the Meta Quest 3S, and so no, you're right. We are talking about like I remember like the joke on the internet, like he was an alien or a robot,
Yeah.
and so now I mean now he looked more.
He does look more chill now. Like
more chill.
it
Yeah,
works.
this is the word. More chill.
He looks way more chill. Like, I guess maybe part of it was just that he was trying to be something that he wasn't. Like he was wearing all these suits and stuff, and cutting his hair and brushing it, and trying to look very, trying to keep it all together and be very normal. But by trying to be so normal, he just looked so unnatural. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
We should get back to Star Wars though, because we didn't finish our going through the movies.
That's true.
So what was your favorite number 6 of the original 6?
I would say like a nostalgia guy. Yeah, I want to say it, but after the best one, if I say that, for like a nostalgia guy, yes, I would like to say the 6.
The 6th one.
Because the final battle between the son and the father for me is so much emotion. So
yes.
Also like between two friends. 6 or 3.
So 6 or 3, okay.
6 or 3, I cannot really choose.
Okay. So that's the first 6. And then, and I also want to give a shout out to number 1. I think number 1 is a great movie. Like that's like, for me, so classic. I literally grew up watching that movie. I saw it so many times as a kid. And I think Qui-Gon's such a great character. And the lightsaber battles in that one are awesome as well. And the music, so good. But then we get to George Lucas stops making movies 2005, and a bunch of years pass, and then in 2012 he sells it to Disney, and then they start making they immediately start making number 7, and they plan number 8 and 9. And I don't want to be the kind of guy who says I saw this coming, but I saw this coming. When number 7 came out, I knew it was going to be shit, because I knew that they were just doing what I'd seen Marvel movies and blockbusters do for ages, which was just do what had already been done again. Like their philosophy going into that movie was, I think it was pretty well summed up by like there's like one scene in the movie where they show like the original Death Star from number 4. They're like, because there's like a new Death Star, right, in number 7. So they like have like a hologram thing where they're like, this is the original Death Star, and this is the new one. And it's like just the same one, but like way bigger. And that's, I think, what they tried to do in number 7. They're like, number 7, this is like number 4, but way to the nth extreme. And it was just like, they had a new R2-D2, they had a new Darth Vader. Okay, they made him a little different because this one takes his mask off from time to time. They had a new Emperor Palpatine, and they had a new kind of like Luke, and of course they made it all diverse, put a bunch of different ethnicities in there to make it all, politically correct. And as soon as I started sniffing all of these signs, I was just like, this is going to be a load of shit, because it's just another one of these movies that's made by like a committee of executives. It's not made by like really creative people who care about like the franchise. Like I don't know much about this Dave Filoni, but that's how he sounds to me. If they just let him do it, or if they'd actually just like used the scripts that George Lucas gave them, then it would have been great, probably. But they had to throw them all out and did this thing where they appealed to the broad audience. And I knew it was going to be shit. And that's like around that time was when I knew that the critics, because it got such a high score on Rotten Tomatoes, like 96%. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like everyone's just like jumping on the bandwagon. It was around that time that I started to realize that Rotten Tomatoes and the critic scores mean absolutely nothing, because the critics just kind of like echo chamber off each other. Like, they're like, okay, what's the thing to think about this movie? Oh, it's good. Okay, yeah, it's good. Because not many critics really, a lot of them don't really have the ability, I think, to, I mean, you're going to have a lot of mediocre critics, right? Some of them will be good, just like with any profession. Some will be mediocre and some will be bad. And everyone just fell for this trick, gave the movie a good rating, and slowly over time, I think the more that the Disney made Star Wars movies, people just slowly realized, okay, it's shit.
Holy shit.
But I left that movie with my friends, that number 7, and I said to them I hated it, and they were like, oh no, it's great. Yeah, like everyone thought that at that time, and I was the only one I knew who didn't think that. I was the only one who said, yeah, that was shit. I hated what they'd done to it, and I didn't watch number 8, I didn't watch number 9, I didn't watch any of the other ones, because I knew they would be shit. And I was right. And I'll say one thing. I do think that there was one movie after number 7 that I watched, which was Rogue One. So that came out the year later. And I actually think that Rogue One was, I don't remember loving it, but I thought it was all right. It was a nice little spin-off, like fan movie, basically, of Star Wars. They didn't make too bad of a job of that. And obviously it was super epic. The scene at the end where Darth Vader comes, and it didn't make so much sense, because if you watch number 4, like Rogue One is supposed to go between number 3 and number 4, and like just before number 4. So Darth Vader comes in at the end of Rogue One, and the rebels are escaping with the plans to the Death Star, and they escape on their ship. And then at the start of number 4, they break into the ship that they've just escaped from at the end of Rogue One. And it doesn't really make any sense, because they try to lie and say, oh, we're on a diplomatic mission. But Darth Vader has just seen their ship in Rogue One. So if Rogue One were a little bit more clever, they could have, maybe respected it a little bit more, and made it make a little bit more sense. I mean, Star Wars is not always known for making things make sense between the movies, even with the original ones where George Lucas sort of like changed his mind about a bunch of stuff. So the second 3 are not exactly logically in sync with the first 3. Like Leia can remember her real mother, even though it turns out in number 3 she never knew her real mother, because her real mother died in childbirth.
I don't remember this.
Yeah. And so in number 6, Luke's like to Leia, what was your real mother like? Like not your adoptive mother, your real mother. And Leia has some memories of her being really sad. There's no way Leia could have remembered her real mother, because in number 3, she's a baby. So there are like obviously those kind of things that happen, which is obviously fine. Well, I mean, you accept it. You accept that someone like George Lucas can sort of change his mind over so many years. But I think you'd have a little bit of a higher bar for someone who's going to make like a fan movie. That's what I essentially consider Rogue One, like a really good fan movie. And then I just consider like 7, 8, and 9 to be just a big shit taken by Disney, by their executives. Yeah, like I never really trusted them ever to pay for Disney Plus or watch any of the new movies, except when you told me about Kenobi, and that you were like really into Kenobi, and Obi-Wan was always my favorite character from when I was like a kid. So I watched not all of Kenobi, but like a lot of it, and I watched all like the important moments, and there were some cool moments. It was like a cool series. Yeah.
What kind of cool moment?
Like when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight at the end, like obviously that was like very epic. Yeah.
For me, yeah, that was epic. I mean, it was too dark. I mean, it was like, and why this place? I mean, why not like a more emotional place? Imagine if the final fight would be again Mustafa.
Yeah, that's true. It was kind of just like in the middle of nowhere. That's
I mean, like Obi-Wan, it was good, but there was so much potential. So much potential, so much, it would be way more emotion. And for me, yeah, Darth Vader, like, but for me, I would say Ahsoka, like when Dave Filoni like take the control of Star Wars, that was just way better. So also he respect 100% Anakin Skywalker. So the Anakin Skywalker in Ahsoka, for me, it's 1,000 times better than the Dark Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, like in Kenobi. It's just so good. I remember, for me, when I see Anakin in Ahsoka, I'm going to be honest, I cried. That was just so beautiful. And for me also, I grew up with Clone Wars. So, I mean, to see with the costume and talking to Ahsoka, thank you, Dave Filoni. I remember I put a story like, thank you, Dave Filoni. Hopefully you will see it. You never see it. I mean, like, but that was just so great. That was so great. And when he turned to the dark side at some moment with like a dark lightsaber, oh damn, this is like Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars 3. I have so much this feeling like it was, and also like the cinematography is also not bad, which is kind of a great, the transition between Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader. For me, Kenobi, it's waste of potential. It was good, but bah, that's it. I mean, I forget. But Anakin in Ahsoka, I will remember this feeling when he arrived, when he turned quickly to the dark side, when he go back to the light side, and also that's put like into the story of Anakin Skywalker when he at the end he become a ghost, and also like his dream was to save people he loved, and so thanks to that, he showed to Ahsoka. I know you're not into animation, but I mean like he showed to Ahsoka. She's not only come from the dark side of Anakin, she also can have. She's way more than this. He said also to her. So it was great to see Anakin again like this, and thanks to Dave Filoni, because it's only thanks to him like we can have again like some good Star Wars. But for me, I want to talk about the last one.
The last movie?
The last show, because they don't do movie Star Wars anymore. I don't know why. Also, the last show, The Acolyte. Did you see some stuff about it?
Yeah. So you tell me if I've got this right. Now Disney are like, okay, we didn't make the movies diverse enough. We didn't make them gay enough. Now we're gonna make them super gay and super diverse, and we're gonna fuck with like the storyline and the backstory of Star Wars in a way that doesn't even make any sense. And that's gonna be the show. And people are gonna love it.
Yeah, they was thinking about this.
The fans are going to love it.
Yeah, what the heck? I mean, like it's just. Well, the bad thing. I mean, because I have one good thing I would like to say that was great, but still the bad thing. I mean, like I see this interview of like the director and the main character. Like, I don't remember what she said, but she insulted the fan people of Star Wars. She said something like, gay people, all the Star Wars fans are gay. How the fuck you can say that? When it's thanks to us, I mean, you're going to make a bunch amount of money thanks to the show. How the fuck you don't have enough respect to insult? Like, I mean, like, all of it, but like, and she said all this kind of dumb shit, but crazy. I don't know if you see it when she said like, R2-D2 and C3. I mean, like.
Oh, she said they're gay, right?
Yeah, lesbian.
Yeah.
Of course. Robots now they have sex.
I mean, yeah. Robots have sex.
Of course, goddamn gender. I mean, like, what the fuck? What? Overreact. Sorry.
oh no. They're very respectful to the fans for sure.
Like, it was, and I remember she said some stuff. It's just crazy to say that today. She said like, I remember to another interview. He said like the goal of the show was to make white people cry.
Oh yeah. Fuck the white people, man. Just make them cry. Yeah.
Like how can you choose this actor? Like who take this decision? Like we need to choose her. Like it's just so sad. Honestly, like to think again, like just why? I mean, like Star Wars was so good, such like perfect, like with George Lucas. Not so much, but I mean like. That was the George Lucas vibe, and everything was good, and
it's unbelievable. It's like, but obviously these people don't care about the they don't give a shit about the Star Wars fans. They don't give a shit about the Star Wars universe or like the culture that's built around it. Like they just want to do it because it's popular and they can get money from it, and they can try and change the culture to, obviously they have an ideology. White people, they want to make everything gay. And they have to sexualize everything. Like, why does everything have to be about sexuality? That's like that is what I believe is like one of the main problems with our culture now. It's like your sexuality is what defines you as a person. It's an interesting thing that's happening now. Like the intellectual property that is really valuable has got into the hands of people who don't give a shit about it. The same thing happened with Lord of the Rings. Like the Tolkien family, like the family of the guy who wrote Lord of the Rings, they held on to that intellectual property for so long. Like they were like, we do not want someone to fuck this up. And finally, Tolkien's family was convinced by Amazon to sell the rights to some more of the books that he wrote in that Lord of the Rings universe, Middle Earth, and so Amazon got the rights, and then they just took a giant shit on it. Like they were just like, all right, let's make this really diverse. Let's like mess with the storyline a little bit so that we don't make it what Tolkien really wanted. And of course, let's like they have their version of like Rey as the main character of their TV show that they made. You know, Rey in
Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have their Rey basically.
Ah, they have the Rey also.
Yeah. Who's like?
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. You liked it?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that. Let me defend myself. It's just because I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Ring. So when I see show, I mean, I don't really know like the main story, all of this. So it's fine. I'm enjoying it. I'm to kill the time, watching the airplane, just that. So not a big thing, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I kind of like I enjoy.
I mean, for me, it was like the Disney Star Wars. They had some good, like it was like a show like Kenobi. Like it was mostly just kind of, written by a committee and mostly kind of, pandering a bunch of like, diverse characters in there, like get the quota, get as many sort of minority, like think about everyone in terms of race. And I love having diverse casts, but not because they're diverse, like if you go back 20 years, 30 years, whatever, and you look at movies like Star Wars, like George Lucas Star Wars, like Mace Windu is like obviously black, like African-American, Samuel L. Jackson, but he's not like, they didn't put Samuel L. Jackson because he's black as that character, They put him because he's Samuel L. Jackson, because he's a fucking legend.
That's true.
And
That's true.
that is how it should be. Like the same with like The Dark Knight, one of my favorite movies. Mm-hmm. Like they have a bunch of like Morgan Freeman, Lucius Fox, great character.
Yeah.
It's not because he's black that he's in that movie. It's because he's a legend. It's because he's the character is perfect, And it's irrelevant, like the race, unless it somehow has some relevance to the story. But in most cases, it doesn't. But now there it feels, and it obviously is, that they're writing a bunch of characters in because they have this ideology that we need to have all these different, happy different races all in this movie together, which in my opinion is racist, because that is like thinking of everyone in terms of their race, which is like the definition of racist, right?
That's true. No, yeah, you're right. So I mean, like, for me, like you say, also like, yeah, the character like Samuel Jackson, but I would like to talk about like it's going to be done, but the princess in Disney, Mulan. Who else do I see? Aladdin, like the princess. I mean, like the most famous princess character. I mean, in Disney was also. I see like a post. It's true. Like Disney was making like great story when they didn't focus into like diversity.
Of course.
And right now, I mean, like they focus into diversity. They force like this because, like you say, like it's good to take like an actor with like his skill about acting. Not about because like we need like to put like one Chinese, one black person, one European to make everyone happy and to have like in the quota, all this kind of stuff.
Exactly. It's by definition, you don't get the best, like you can still get the best person for the job if you're focusing on like those kind of attributes that are irrelevant to the job. But for any job, you're making it by definition much less likely that you'll get the best person for the position, because you're making the pool of candidates a lot smaller. There could be someone of a different group that you're excluding because they're part of that group, but they could actually be the best person for the job. And of course, so when you're choosing actors for a movie, you're going to pick eventually there's going to be compromises in the quality of the product that you're making. That it could have been better if you weren't hyper focused on diversity and all of these ideological commitments.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And I think also it's sad, like when they do this kind of stuff. Like for me, in my mind, I have like I have it in French. I don't have it in English. La petite sirène. No shit.
What is that?
You know, like the princess who is underwater, like
The Little Mermaid.
the Little Mermaid.
How is it in French?
La petite sirène.
Le petite sirène.
La petite.
La petite sirène.
La petite sirène.
And sirène is mermaid.
Mermaid.
Oh, how's my French accent, by the way?
I can teach you more. I can teach you more.
I thought it was pretty good.
It's I can understand. So no, you're right.
La petite sirène.
La. But anyways, I mean,
No, please. One more time.
Okay. La petite sirène.
La petite sirène.
Yeah, you got it. La petite sirène. So this movie, I mean, like in the selection, it was like we need a black woman, and so I don't know if you see the movie.
No.
I mean, the movie is a change. It's gonna be a little bit logical, but I like this stuff. I scroll a lot on Instagram, so I see something like was a black woman a kid who say like, finally I'm represented, and it was a girl. And so after I see like the next post, it was like Spider-Man, and you see like all the community in the world. Finally, we are represented. Like. When it's not forced, I mean, everyone, like when you have a good story, when you feel related to the character, when you have all of this, and when also you have good reason. So it don't have to be forced right now. Everything, I mean, they want to touch like all the communities, so they do like all this kind of stuff. And like also the Olympic game, like the opening. I mean, I have respect for everyone, but this is not a good phrase, but just after. I mean, like, so for me, like I say, like, if you're a normal parent, I mean, like, you have to close the eyes of your kid. I mean, when there was the opening of the ceremony, like,
I don't know why, but these big corporations and huge organizations, they want to sexualize and racialize everything. Like, everything has to be about your sexuality and your race. And, but it's not just, and it's like, this in the culture, like making everyone hyper aware of race and sexuality and sex is, it just kind of creates a sort of echo effect. Like when you put that idea in someone's mind, then you're making them think about that more in their life, and you're making people identify more with their race, and you're making people identify more with their sexuality. Like that's why when you see a bunch of people's, bios on Instagram, they're saying like, I'm demi whatever sexual, like in their bio on Instagram, like so it's their name and then it's their sexuality. Like that is the first thing that you should know about me. That's my name, and then that's my sexuality, whatever it means. There's so many like ways to describe sexuality now that it's just too much to. Like I don't want to know all of these different ways to describe sexuality.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you're a good person, I mean, it's all matter today. I mean, it's not like this kind of stuff. I mean, like, I'm good in my room. I mean, like, I'd say like, the society of today, it's.
I just don't understand why that's so important to us, like to describe it that way. And anyway,
I think it's for the new generation, maybe there might be more like I don't know, I don't want to say any also stuff. I don't know, I try to understand why also.
I think that people are feeling really weird about sexuality now because like people are becoming so like this, people don't like men and women and don't know how to interact with each other anymore. Like people are not starting relationships. People are not even, you know, being like this. The age of virginity, I believe, is rising, and the age of marriage is rising. The average age. So people just feel really weird. Like they have all these sexual feelings, but they just don't know how to express them with, you know, in a healthy way. And then the impulses start rising in all of these, you know, crazy contexts, because you can't, like, if you don't do something about it, it's going to come up somewhere. And then people create all these crazy words to describe it. And yeah, I think that's basically what's happening. And then, of course, you have like these big corporations who want to make a bunch of money off everyone. So they're like saying, yeah, everything's great, you know, yeah, we'll put a bunch of people, you know, with all these different weird sexual identities in our movies, and you'll come and you'll love it and you'll give us your money.
And again, yes, a thing like this, but they are wrong. Everyone hates the acolyte. I mean, acolyte have some good stuff. Acolyte is all this bullshit. All this bullshit, like, I don't know what the heck they think into, like, the team of Disney who choose to do that. But I mean, like, I go back to Star Wars, I'm sorry. I read the book Dark Plagueis. It's a book who happened, I really advise to you if you like Star Wars 1. It's a book who just happened before Star Wars 1. And it was so great. It was so great. And I mean, I was just thinking, like, why? You have a book like this who, I mean, like, I know a lot of people read it, but just like, take this book, like, take the inspiration from this book, just that. If you want, like, do some change, but it was so great to know, like, the story, yes, of Dark Sidious, Dark Plagueis, and all of this. It was just, you have, like, just good stuff, but now they choose to be happy with all the community, and it makes bullshit of, like, Star Wars Acolyte. After, I would like to defend Star Wars Acolyte for one stuff. The fight scene. The fight scene finally was good. But bon, it was 10 minutes for, like, it was, I need to focus into this to defend, like, the Acolyte. But the fight scene was very nice, because the fight scene into, like, Star Wars 7, 8, 9, I mean, it was horrible. That was disaster. So slow, so... But now there was more...
And I didn't even watch number 9, but as I understand, like, Rey became, like, this master, you know, with the lightsaber, with the Force, with basically no training.
Yeah.
Doesn't that undermine, like, everything about, like, the skills you have in Star Wars? Like, isn't the point of the skills that you have to work for years since you're a young child to build up these skills? And then she just gets them in, like, 5 minutes, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, but I don't even know what... Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, it's just... And that's weird, because they make joke about this. In Star Wars 8, the fake Dark Sidious, I don't even remember his name.
Yeah, the Snoke.
Snoke,
Yeah.
yes. He say to Kylo Ren, he say, like, you lose again, like, a woman who never have any skill into, like, lightsaber. So that's funny, because into the script, they make also joke about the mistakes they did in the previous movie. So I don't know how they think. Honestly, I don't know how they think, but how can I mean, like, Dune, it was made by a fan, Denis Villeneuve. And when you have the love for something, and when you don't think about money, like Disney is thinking about money, like, after Denis Villeneuve, he's an artist, I mean, like, a really great director. But I mean, like, it's, for me, Star Wars supposed to be Dune. Like, if just Disney respect, like, Star Wars, they will do, like, what Warner Bros. Did with Batman and with, like, Dune. They hire, like, a great director, and they will do, like, great stuff. But right now, like, just Star Wars becomes so much commercial, and hopefully that will change, but...
Yeah.
I hear a rumor, I think it's fake, but I still would like to say, like, maybe some people saying George Luka will come back into Star Wars. That would be so great.
The return of the Messiah.
Yeah, holy shit. I mean, like, oh my God. If it's true, I've seen it, like, a few months ago, so I don't think it's true. But I mean, like, oh, that make me dream. For, like, when I see this post, I mean, it does make me dream. It does make me dream a little bit. I mean, like, because right now, like, he will save Star Wars. He will so much save Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing. Like, imagine that. That would be like the ultimate.
Return of the Messiah.
Yeah. That would be like, yeah, crazy. That would be like the plot of the movies 4 to 6. Like, the Disney Star Wars is like Darth Vader, and then or Star Wars is like Anakin Skywalker. Like, originally it's with George Lucas and it's on the good side, and then it goes to Disney and it's on the dark side, and then Luke Skywalker, George Lucas can rescue his father,
That's true.
turn him back into Anakin.
I hope. Honestly, it's just like Disney Star Wars. Just I can be so sad because when I see Dune, really Dune was. You see Dune or you didn't see Dune? Why you didn't see Dune?
I mean, yeah, I kind of just stopped watching movies for a while. There was nothing
No way.
really good at the cinema, and yeah, I just didn't really watch movies for a few years. I used to watch a lot of movies, a lot. One year I watched over 200 movies. I'm not kidding. I watched
Damn.
over 200 movies one year. It was 2017. But yeah, I think around 2019 I just kind of like changed tack. I watched less and less movies, and then I didn't go to the cinema during COVID, obviously, and then didn't go for the cinema for like probably 2 years. And now I just, yeah, I do so many other things that I don't really get enough chance to watch movies, even when I want to.
Okay, I got it. Yes, I mean right now responsibility,
Yeah,
like work. I get it. For me,
it's a tough life.
yeah, right now it's a tough. Yes, society is tough life. Everything has become more tough right now, and so kind of like the survivor.
You gotta, yeah, it's a tough world on there. You gotta survive.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, we should wrap it up because it's getting kind of late. We've been at it for a while, but I just wanted to say this was really awesome. Genuinely, I've been so excited to do this with you. Like, when I started a podcast, I was like, I need to do a podcast with Luka. That's going to be amazing. And it has been amazing.
It was amazing. And
yeah.
Thank you. I mean, like to do that with me. I mean, no, it was very nice. The conversation was very nice about movie, about everything.
Yeah, man.
It was very nice.
It was awesome. Do you want to share anything in case anyone watching could want to find you online?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Instagram,
I mean,
website.
no.
Oh, the website's still in development. I'm gonna get you a new domain name, a new URL.
I will see. I will see if I will let you know everything. So anyway,
Okay.
I'll let you know, and so.
Cool.
But no, still thank you a lot to do this podcast with me, and if you want to do another one,
Definitely, we'll definitely do another one.
okay, perfect.
Done. See you guys later.